Hello everyone. So today we'll start the basics of Python. So this video is completely basic of Python, complete basics of Python for beginners. So here I am using Jupyter Notebook by Anaconda Navigator, but for beginners you can use any online software tool, or even you can download apps. I will provide some of the links of websites that provide environment for Python coding. Okay, so let's start with the basics. First we'll see how we can command Python to print whatever we want, to display whatever we want as it is. So for that we use the print function. Now in Python, a function is a set of instruction, it's a compiled instruction already been compiled to the Python by the developers, and it does whatever it has been instructed to. So print is one of such function, and its main task is to display the given message as it is. So we first type print, and then inside the these parentheses we put double inverted commas, or we can even use single inverted commas. Both provide the same result. So here we will just print hello world. Okay, now when we run this we get hello world. You can see this. Now if we use single inverted commas, this will provide the same output. See, we get the same output, hello world here as well, and hello world here as well. So both this double inverted comma and single inverted comma are considered to be string indicators. Here string is nothing but the set of characters. We will learn about that later in the further videos. So this was how we can just simply make Python do whatever we want, print whatever we want. Now you can even use Python as your calculator. You can just use this print function, and we don't need to add the double inverted comma or single inverted comma right now. Just print 1 plus, within the print function we'll just add 1 plus 1, and just when we run this you get the output, which is 2. And not only this much, it can perform much complex questions, much complex equations, not equations but simple calculations, like 123 into. Now for in computer language we don't use the X sign for multiplication, we use the asterisk, or in common language star, for multiplication, into 54. This will also provide the result. You can see the answer is 6642. You can even use the BODMAS, what we have learnt in our childhood, like this: 6 plus parentheses 8 into 3 divided by 5, 4. Let's keep it 4. Just add these parentheses. Now basically here what we call is BODMAS, but what we have learned is BODMAS, but in the case of Python it's called as PEMDAS. This is an abbreviation for parentheses equation multiplication division addition and subtraction. So here whatever we have, first it will give priority to the parentheses, then it will go for equations, and then for the multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Now here I have used this hash sign, which is used for comment. I'll tell about that later, but for just let's focus on this equation for now, and sorry, so when I run this I get the output as 12, which is being solved by Python. So Python can also be used as our own calculator. Now as I said, these hash, you can find that when this sentence is not being executed, it's not being compiled by the compiler, because this hash states that this line after the line after the hash is an comment. Now in Python, comments are very useful and a strong tool in programming. Comments are always displayed using the hash sign. Now the comments are used because in some much complex codes where the coding or the programs are of around 500 to 600 lines, we don't know what the exact line means. So in that case, we use these comments which can display the meaning of that code in that particular line. So that's all. So basically in Python you should always be careful with the syntax. Syntax is nothing but grammar. Syntax in Python language, it's called syntax, and in common language it means grammar of Python. As Python is a language, all languages like English, Marathi, Hindi, all other languages in the world has its own grammar. Python being a language, it too has its own grammar, which is called as syntax, where you should be careful about the parentheses that is being used. There are various types of brackets used in programming. Python, especially Python programming, this is called as the curly braces, or no, sorry, this is called as the parentheses. Now this is called as curly braces. This is called as square brackets. So these are the main types of brackets used in programming, or Python programming to be precise. Also we sometimes make error in spellings, like we sometimes print. Now I'll just add another column. Yeah, so sometimes we make a mistake of, like, instead of, by mistake it may happen, like for print we by mistake we miss the R and we write hello world, then it won't give the desired result. You see, it gives the name error. You can see this, it gives the name error at that, and it says that the name print is not defined, as we have made a mistake of PINT, we are not written print. Now if I add the R, this error is gone and we get the output, desired output. So this is the complete idea of Python, and I just forgot to mention one thing, that in syntax it's important to mention that Python is an case sensitive language. That means if I write print hello world, it would simply give the desired output. But if I just make a small change, print hello world, then it won't give the desired output. The reason being, as I said, Python is a case sensitive. It is really sensitive with the uppercase and lowercase. In Python it's always defined that the print function has the lower case p. Now if I by mistakenly add the uppercase p, it won't accept. I have to give it the lowercase p, and then only it will give the desired output. So these are the common mistakes and syntax and the complete basics of Python. In further videos we will also learn about some of the basic programmings, all the necessary syntax and even functions, various types of functions and various types of data types in details. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get the notifications of my upcoming videos. Thank you.